Hello everyone and welcome to you all in Commerce Academy. Today we will study MCQ type of question from chapter 2 Principle of Management, class 12th Business Studies. So students, let's start from question number 1. Question number 1 is, on what basis the principle of management were derived? Option number A, on the basis of observation. Option number B, on the basis of experimental studies. Option number C, on the basis of both A and B, and option number D is none of these. So here students, the right answer will be on the basis of both A and B, because principles of management were developed on the basis of observation as well as on the basis of the experimental studies. So now students, here we can find that the right answer will be C. Okay, now moving back to the next questions. Question number 2, what are the principles of management applicable? What are the principles of management applicable in the field of business? Option number B, in the field of non-business field. Option number C, in both A and B, and option number D is applicable only to business field. Right? Okay, I think I have read out question number 3. Once again, we should read question number 2. What are the principles of management applicable in the field of business, in the non-business field, in both A and B, and option number D is none of these. Means where the principles of management is applied. So students, we know that principles of management are universal in nature. Universal in nature means principles of management are applied everywhere, either in it is a business organization or it is a non-business organization, either it is a small organization or it is a large organizations, either it is a private sector or it is a government sector. Means in all the type of the enterprises, principles of management is applied. So here students, the right answer will be this is C. Okay, now coming back to the next, what is the meaning of the universality of the principle of management? Here we should focus on the word universality. Universality means applicable to all fields. So just remember, here the answer will be A. Okay, applicable to all the fields. Now moving forward to the next questions. Number 4. Here, out of the following, which one, see, out of the following, which one give more strength to research work? Principle of management, function of management, level of management, and D is all of the above. So students, now we can see that it is a principle of management which give more strength to the research work. Right? Now moving forward for the next question, this is question number 5. Which of the following, according to Fayol, happens to be the meaning of division of work? It means according to Henry Fayol has given that the whole work should not be given to a single person to complete, but the whole work must be divided, and each part of the work should be given to the person according to his knowledge, interest and ability. So now we should read the option to find out the answer. So option number 1 is equitable division of the whole work among the person available. Option number B, allotting a specific part of the whole work to every person. Option number C, both the above, and option number D is none of the above. So what will be the answer, students? So simply we can find allocating a specific part of the whole work to every person. Right? Now see the next questions. Question number 6 is, what principle of management is violated if an employee gets order from more than one superior? So students, simply here we should have the explanation of all these principles of management totally clear. Okay, if you have already understood all these For principle of management like unity of command, what is unity of direction, what is division of work, what is coercion, so automatically you will understood, right? What principle of management is violated if an employee gets order from more than one superior? So students, what here will be unity of command. Okay, why unity of command will be there? Because according to this principle of unity of command, one subordinate employee should receive order and instructions at one time only from one senior. So then, because if one junior employee will get order and instructions from more than one superior at one time, so he will be confused whose order he should follow first and whose order he should follow later. Now come to the next question number 7. This is question number 7, students. Three subordinates S1, S2 and S3 receive order from M1. In such a situation, which principle of management is being observed? Equity, order, unity of command and unity of direction. So here, students, that will be unity of command. We can see over here, that will be unity of command, right? Now coming to the next question. Which of the following principle aims at checking the ignoring of activities? So unity of command, unity of direction, discipline and all of the above. Which of the following principles aim at checking the ignoring of activities? Right, so it will be here option number B, unity of direction. Now coming to the next question. Question number 9. A purchase manager of a company has to purchase 500 tons of raw material. Apart from the other supplier in the market, his son also supplies that raw material. The manager purchases the raw material from the firm of his son at a higher than the market rate. Which principle of management has been violated by the situation? So here is, friends, subordination of personal interest to general interest. Why? Because the purchase manager has bought the raw material from his son so that his son can earn profit, right? It means the purchase manager has taken care of his personal interest, but he has ignored the interest of the organizations. So what does subordinating personal interest to general interest explain? So students, I make you clear about its explanation that according to the principle of subordinating personal interest to general interest, and that is the organizational interest should be preferred over the personal interest to achieve. Means the employee who are working in the organization should try their best to achieve the organizational objectives first. Now coming to the next question, this is question number 10. Which of the following elements should be kept in mind while determining fair remuneration? Okay, means while deciding the fair remuneration to the employee, what type of elements should you kept into mind? So first point is cost of living, second option demand of laborer, option number C is qualification, and option number D is all of the above. So what will be, student, the right answer? Common sense. Cost of living, definitely you will keep into mind. Demand of laborer, that is also important point, because how much money the laborers are expecting, employee are expecting from the employer, this factor is very important. And the next one is qualification, means those employee who are having the higher qualification, they will be paid a little more than that of the employee who are having the less qualifications. So here the right answer will be D. Okay, now the next question is, what type of centralization Fayol talks about? Little centralization, more centralization, effective centralization and no centralizations, right? It means fuel has given that the important matter should be centralized and less important matter should be decentralized. You know that according to Henry Fuel, the principle of centralization and decentralization, what does Fuel say? Fuel has suggested that an enterprise should be neither complete centralized nor complete decentralized, but there should be the combination of both. The important matter should be centralized and the less important matter should be decentralized. And here also, here one thing also should be kept into mind: if the organization is small, then it may be centralized, but if the organization is large, then it should be decentralized. So here the right answer will be effective centralization, right? Now coming back to the next question, number 12. In what situation has Fuel permitted the violation of the principle of scalar chain? Right? Means what is the meaning of scalar chain? Students, scalar chain means line of authority which flow from top to bottom. Okay, and according to Henry Fuel, the formal information should be flow in the organization following the scalar chain. Okay, no skipping of any uh, authority of this chain should be allowed. So but in some cases, what should be cases? In case of emergency, right? In case of emergency, direct contact can be made between the two employee working in different department but at the same level of post. So student, this system is known as gangplank. So now read the options to find out the answer. So from question number 12, when the employee is extraordinarily capable, that's the wrong answer. At the time of sudden happening, yeah, this will be the right answer. Okay, at the time of sudden happening means in case of emergency, direct contact can be made between the two employees who are working in the two different departments but at the same level of post, right? Now the next question is, the violation of which principles of management results in disorderly flow of information, right? So simply in information, flow of information, so it is scalar chain. Okay, because according to the principle of scalar chain, the information should be flow in the organization following the each authority of the scalar chain. Okay, no skipping of any authority of this chain should be allowed. I think till question number 13 you must have understood.